So today's video we're going to be talking about colours. So I've gone into tank styles and different bits and bobs that you can put on your bike to actually make it look more like a racer. But the one thing that's going to set the identity of your bike is going to be the colour. There's no doubt about that. What you choose, and it's an important choice, what you choose is what's going to bring it to life, essentially. Now I'm not going to go into the whole process of how to and what colours to choose from and all sorts about complementary colours, contrasting colours. There's a whole sort of back catalogue that I could speak about there, all to do with design. There are loads of good design books out there. There's even sort of colour wheels and everything that you can look at. Colour wheels essentially let you choose what's contrasting, what's complementary, all sorts. But I'm not going to go into that today. I'm purely going to speak about the top 5 tanks, or the top 5 paint jobs that I like at this very moment. So the one thing I find, being a graphic designer myself, is that my taste changes so quickly. It's probably why I haven't had a tattoo so far. You can see I've got no tattoos on my arms or anything, and the reason being, I'd love one, don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love one. But the reason I haven't had one is because I know within a year's time, 2 years, I'm not going to like that design. It's just the way I am, and I'm sure it's the way that a lot of people are as well. And another thing I'm not going to talk about today is the design of the tank. I'm simply going to talk about colours. What I mean by design is stripes, patterns, treatments, finishes even. You know, you got matte gloss, silk finishes, you got textured finishes, all sorts. For this video I'm simply going to look at colour, nothing else. So to kick it off, black. Why not? It's a colour that most people like. You know, if you've got a motorbike, if you've got a black motorbike, it looks pretty mean, there's no doubt about that whatsoever. But you've got to have something to actually accent off the black, to make it, you know, stand out, to give it its originality. Now the best thing about black is that any single colour you choose under the sun tends to go with black. But what I've chosen here, first of all, it's a bike from Cognito Moto. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, yeah, these guys are the definitely, they are brilliant at what they do. But anyway, going away from that fact, you can see that on this black bike here they've used that tricolour combo, that red, orange and yellow. Now these colours alone create a completely distinctive style, and they work so well together. And it's something that you don't necessarily think of. You kind of think of spray jobs involving 2 colours or even, you know, 3 at a push. To actually use 4 colours and to actually use it in a way that doesn't look like you used 4 colours, if that makes sense at all, you know. And the other thing I love about this, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about designs, but I'm going to have to here. It's a subtle use of colour on what's predominantly black. Having this subtle, sharp flash of colour immediately creates that identity that you need. And it's a pretty mean identity, I've got to be honest, I do love it. It looks aggressive, it looks fast. It's basically what you want your spray job to do. Number 2 I have here, you've bound to have seen this colour scheme before. It's the whole Le Mans. Now the colours used here are really brave. Usually what you find is that people use a neutral colour and then add sort of a vivid, bright colour next to it. So you've got one that kind of doesn't need much attention, and then you've got the other one, which is the sort of flash of colour, drawing the attention to that. Here, both colours are equally as prominent, but they go well. That's the thing, they go well. In fact, I'm going to have to create a series on colour wheels and colour combinations and everything, because I know I said at the beginning it's not relevant to this video, but it kind of is. No, it's really rare that you get 2 colours that work this well together, and it's a fabulous example of it as well. Now, not to mention the offset of the white badge with the black lettering and all sorts. So I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 colours again, without even knowing it, without even counting the colours. You kind of count the 2 prominent ones, the other 2 just sneak in. Brilliant. So it's no wonder that I've chosen this in my top 5. Orange and black. Yeah, so it's going to look a bit like the Transformers Bumblebee. Or was that yellow and black? That was yellow and black, wasn't it? I'm gonna get slated on here now by people saying, yeah, Bumblebee was yellow and black. This orange and black combo work fantastically. So it's like I mentioned in the previous one, you tend to use a neutral colour along with a vibrant colour, and usually the vibrant colour is the splash. Well, it's completely reversed around here. The vivid colour here is your predominant colour. So again, what makes this colour scheme work so great together is that the orange tank first of all draws your attention. So it's that black that then draws you in even further when you look at it, and it just works well together. Now orange bikes, oh God, I'd love to build an orange bike. Yeah, the next bike is going to be orange, unless, no, those 2 can stay as they are. If you think of all the sports cars, kind of typical Lamborghini orange straight away. It's that aggressive, that vibrant, and that gutsy colour as well. If you're gonna have an orange motorbike, you've got something to shout about. If it replicates your personality, or if it's an extension of your personality, then an orange would be an ideal way if you want to shout out without actually shouting out yourself. I've done my GS 550 the same colour as this. I think I've used a lighter blue than that. I've used a Fiat Velara blue, which is on Fiat 500s. It's such a classic colour combination, you know, it's been used over the ages through classic cars, racing bikes, all sorts. The blue and white combo, especially the baby blue and white combo, is one that you can't go wrong with. Now, what style or what design you choose to do with your bike afterwards, that's up to you, whether you use multiple stripes or even masked off panels. I'm talking about design again, no. But anyway, nonetheless, again, this neutral colour, that white helps offset the blue even more. If the tank was completely blue, it probably wouldn't do as good a job as it is now, but this white just helps make a crisp line and emphasise that blue even more, which is why I like this combo together. Okay, so for the last one for this evening anyway, it's gonna have to be the BMW tricolour. The blue, the red and the white. Those three colours together, synonymously BMW. Think back to the original 3 Series BMs with the stripes across the bonnet. You know, it's typical BMW, but nonetheless, these colours work amazingly together. Now, I'm pretty certain a red and a blue tank alone wouldn't work. Now, what makes this tank is that, again, the white is your base colour here. And I've seen a lot of comments on YouTube with people saying that white shouldn't be a base colour and that white's a bad base colour and all sorts. I think if you use accent colours like they have done here, it works. Now, it'd be interesting to see how the other colours go well with this. I know that red goes well with white, but it'd be interesting to see how an orange and white or a green and white. But anyway, back to this bike. If you're going to use these colours, you're probably going to be working on a BMW, an R80 or a K Series or anything. I don't think these colours on any bike other than a BMW would work. Who knows? If you've used these colours yourself on a bike that isn't a BMW, let me know. And that's the end of my list. Again, short and sweet video, just on what my preference is, what I like. So, if you like what you see, then subscribe. There's going to be a lot more of these videos, and a lot more build videos, a lot more bike videos. Hopefully, when these bikes are on the road, there'll be some motovlogs finally starting. I was trying to get these bikes finished before the summer ended. The summer has officially ended now. It's 8 o'clock at night, pitch black, hooray for winter. And I also say that the CX is going to get powder coated. It will. It's just finding that time, finding that complete full day where I can go and actually film it being powder coated. I think that would be perfect for this channel, to give people a bit of insight on how bikes are powder coated. It would be great to show that on my channel. So bear with me whilst I find a free day where I can actually go down and film all that. So until the next video, I'll see you then.